Wow. Wow, I just realized that my audio was off this whole time. I hit the unmute button. That's awkward. All right. I'm going to skip that intro. I'm just going to keep it really brief. My apologies. Um so wow, that's awkward. So what's up everybody? How we doing? Remove the 5-minute intro. My apologies for the no audio. But today I'm going to be covering a lot of different things, mostly a swing trade setup for Bitcoin and Ethereum, what I think is going to happen over the next couple days, couple weeks. I'm going to give you a really bearish talk about just like basic market cycle things that happen, especially with these shitcoins popping off last. I mean, in every single market cycle, we always see shitcoins pop off last. That's usually like the last liquidity play. That's the last for all the money from Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these other alts goes into a couple of shit coins. They pop off, and then we drop from there. So real quick, if you're not in the Discord, please join the Discord. We'd love to have you. We'd love to see your opinions. We'd love to teach you something new, or maybe be taught something new. If you can bring value, we'd really appreciate it. Link is below. With that said, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Put a lot of time and effort into these streams and my charts and whatnot. Any support would be greatly appreciated. So with that said, I'm going to get started. I really do apologize for the lack of... Can't stay, but we'll keep... Yeah, I really do apologize for the lack of audio for like the first 4 minutes. That's my bad. I hit my unmute button and it didn't work. So, my apologies. All right. Let's see what's on my agenda today. All right. So I'm just going to go through the bear talk first. That way, anyone that's here and paying attention, or if you have to leave in the next 5 minutes or whatever, you know, you can dip, whatever. I'm going to give you guys a bear talk. So this is my Bitcoin weekly chart. So, as much as I'd like to say we're going to go to 100K, it is not looking great. It's easier shown on the Ethereum monthly, but if you guys know, I kind of wrote this down last time we had this live stream on Monday. Basically, you have Ethereum or Bitcoin pops off. You know, we have this big parabolic movement. Then Ethereum pops off. Then your large cap. Then your small cap. Then your shit coins. We just saw SHIB and a couple other shit coins just go up unbelievable amounts. Like SHIB went up like 62 million% or something like that. Like in the last couple days, it's gone up 300-400%. Let's pull up the chart. Yeah, this is what happens to mark the end of a bull market cycle. And, you know, I'm just throwing it out there because it is a possibility. We went to all-time high, and that's great, but we haven't had hardly any volume pumping it. Not to mention that Tether is under investigation by the SEC for, I think, $166 billion of money that's just there magically. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but it's looking pretty serious. But yeah, you guys know, I've told you before, it goes Bitcoin, Ethereum, large cap, small cap, then shitcoins. Your shitcoins are popping off. Unless this is just some kind of new thing that we've never seen before, I doubt it. It's never, like, anytime you say, this time it's different, you get screwed. And my job is to protect you guys and to give you honesty. Like, this kind of freaks me out. It freaks me out that SHIB is popping off. Like, if she wasn't, you know, if she was going sideways and Bitcoin was dipping, or some of these shitcoins are going, you know, maybe they're pumping a little bit, but nothing crazy, I wouldn't be so scared. But this is not good. And my goal isn't just to scare the shit out of you and give you false news. And no, that's not my thing. I've been here. I've seen a whole market cycle. I've seen a whole bear market. I know what happens at the end. In 2017, the ETF that came out marked the top. We just had similar news like that, and we pretty much have a gravestone doji at the top. So I had drawn this, you know, something to keep an eye out. I think if we lose 53K, it's pretty much done. Someone in my Discord, I believe it was Ant, posted something like this, so I kind of redrew it. Credit to Ant, but he is willing to die on his grave, quoting him here. willing to die on his grave saying we're making a head and shoulders on the weekly. And I can kind of see it. The volume isn't quite there. The volume isn't exactly what I'd want to see right now. But it's very much showing a bearish pattern. I mean, we have this blow off top. We have a blow off top here. In a way, a blow off top. Not, I mean, it's not a crazy amount. 2017. Oh, we did close. That's weird. But looking at let's look at the daily for 2017 because I'm pretty sure we had a blow off top, and we didn't. Well, bad comparison. But regardless, this is a great gravestone doji, and we're going down. We lost 60k support, which was prior resistance, which originally made me bullish. I really thought, okay, maybe there's a chance. But again, this is just me being bearish real quick. I have to point these things out. We have volume going down, and we're making upward movements. When we had the same thing happen here from 30k to 60k, okay, yeah, we had a 100% move, and we had a 100% move from down here too. Volume is going down the entire time, and the market got wrecked. And I'll tell you one thing, Dogecoin popped off during these last couple days up here, especially I believe on these last 2 green weeks right here. Completely popped off. You guys need to pay attention to this. All right, let's see. All right, what's up? Can't stay. Sorry, Larry. Yeah, last few weeks we've seen Bitcoin pump, then alts, then degens, maybe a small Bitcoin pump, back to 63, now SHIB. Just feels like money rotating at the moment. That could be true. Like, I'm going to show you guys my next swing setup that I'm looking at here after I read a little bit of the chat. But, yeah, I just want to leave this here just for a minute. Principle of uncertainty, I agree, but the history does not always repeat itself. Agreed on the cycling of money, and yeah, it comes different, but we're now no after the fact. Yeah, that's very true, Larry. That's why I'm kind of keeping my mind open, at least for right now, because, yeah, we did go up like 50%, so a pullback, you know, could be in the making. That'd be fine. Pull back to 53k, retest some serious support, and then continue higher. Absolutely. We also have, I didn't have it drawn here at first, but we also have this descending line. I guess you could even draw it something like this. No, it's still below 53k, so we can't. Alex, stake your ADA if you're gonna hold at least. Yeah, I agree with HS. HS takes us to 52k. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull up my Bitcoin chart. I'm just gonna let you guys kind of read it while I read the rest of this chat. So this is something that I tweeted earlier. Did we get sucked into thinking that breaking all-time high meant we're going to 100k and then exactly fake out? Bears were calling. Yeah, the same thing happened in 2017. They were calling for the ETF, and we literally just nuked down, like just bomb drop all the way to the bottom because everyone was like, this is the most bullish thing ever. And yeah, you had a ton of buying on the way up, but when the news came out, we actually lost 17.5k and we went to 3k about 6 months later. So just keep that in mind. Just waiting an extra week, Alex. Move play out and kept us safe. Yeah, you could definitely do that. So, okay, real quick, gonna cover what happened intraday Bitcoin. So first, weekly. Weekly, we've lost 60k. Haven't closed our weekly candle yet. I think we will lose it just on the way some of the hourly charts look. They do need to cool off, or did need to cool off, and we did end up validating a head and shoulders. So, in all honesty, I think we lost 60k, which isn't good. The next support is 53k. Keep an eye out on it. But let's look at this. This is what I want to talk about. All right. So, what I have drawn up here is a head and shoulders. You have your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder. It was validated. We closed below 60k pretty significantly. We are now retesting that neckline. That is a pretty bearish sign. When you break down and retest, it allows cool off for your 1 hour, your 30-minute, your 15-minute to continue dumping. Throughout intraday, and I believe we only have about 2 hours left. I mean, crazier things have happened before, but if we don't close above 60k, this is definitely going to play out, and we are going to see some lower prices in the future. So I have this bottom line drawn out for now. I don't know if it even means anything. I just drew it based on a couple of wicks that I saw. I'm definitely not entering yet, but a couple things I note. So we have bullish price action on the way down. On every single large exchange like Coinbase, Binance, we're seeing volume starting to go down as we're going down. This is a good sign, but it's still strong enough to push us further down, which I think about 55, 53K is probably the answer here if it does bottom out. So 53K, it was huge resistance here. We broke through it, went all the way to 67. Now we're coming back down. A 53K retest, if we bounce off it, is very bullish, in my opinion. Very, very bullish. If we lose 53K, we start entering bone zone territory or getting bone zone territory. That's when the last support we really have is this macro uptrend support. And if we lose that, we really are making a macro head and shoulders on the weekly, which, you could buy again at like 40K, trade that right shoulder all the way up to 52K, make a nice 25-30% gain, and then dip and wait for the rest of the bear market to play out, or wait for the next swing. But here's what I'm looking for. So we do have what looks like some bullish divergence. Even if we continued lower, we will have bullish divergence from up here, as long as we bounce. If we don't bounce, it's going to be rough, and that's pretty bearish. But in my opinion, I think we'll bounce at least a little bit. So what I'm looking for is us to continue down. I want to see volume kind of taper off a little bit more, like kind of go down like this, continue down, and then we kind of make a double bottom or an inverted head and shoulders, some kind of bullish reversal pattern on the bottom here. Like right here on this downward movement, we did see a head and shoulders. It did get validated, and then we saw a double bottom, which continued all the way up. That's kind of what I'm looking for again, is something like that. And then obviously like breaking this macro downtrend or downtrend resistance right here. So again, my area of bullish reversal anywhere between 53 to 55K, maybe 52.5 at the lowest, but closing below, or at least closing a daily below 53K is going to get pretty messy. So UTK for me. I love this guy. Thank you. I'm not loved by a lot of people, so really appreciate that. SNL appearance by Musk was the top. Yeah, that was kind of it. The fact that altcoins were really pumping showed that a top was near. It didn't necessarily mean the bull market was over, but it definitely meant the top was somewhere, a top at least was getting near. So what would be a good stop loss percent? Okay, so let's say this plays out exactly the way I drew it tomorrow, and we get a double bottom here. Let's say we wick down a little bit below like 52.5. You'd want to buy somewhere on this 53K and put your stop below 52.5. That'd be about 1%, maybe 2%. I mean, it really depends on what your risk management is. Like for me, I always tell everyone I like a 1 to 2%, or really like a 0.5 to 2% total loss. 2% if I'm very confident, 0.5% if I'm not as confident in us going back up. Probably on this one, I'll use a 1%, depending on what the pattern looks like, depending on what the price action looks like. But for right now, I'm probably like 50-50 bull bear, honestly. Like, we really need to see 53K bounce to be really bullish. Like, if we do bounce there, I think we're going to see a 60 to 75K, sorry, not 60, 75, maybe 80K Bitcoin. So, all right, I want to show you guys Ethereum real quick. So Ethereum's monthly. So we saw very, very healthy price action on the way up. So let's see. Saw very, very bullish price action. So we see volume going up, price going up. This is good. Even on this crazy wick and downward movement, we see volume going down. Well, now we're pushing more. We're pushing higher, or at least closing higher. We haven't really broke all-time high yet. We actually double topped in a way, but now we're seeing volume go down and price go up. That's a sign of exhaustion. That's not a very bullish indication. I mean, like I said, crazier things have happened before, but not a great sign. And honestly, like Ethereum is the driver for alts. If Ethereum's breaking out, I mean, it's not a guarantee that the other altcoins are going to break out, but it's a good sign for alts. So, in my opinion, the price action looks exhaustive for Ethereum, which, again, now we're seeing shitcoins pump like really, really hard. To me, that's market cycle top. That's textbook, Bitcoin, Ethereum, small or large caps, small caps, and now shitcoins. Which is weird because actually it's not quite weird, because when we saw 2017 on this second peak right here, all in this area, we saw altcoins like really, really rip. Like they ripped hard. Like Bitcoin sold off, altcoins kind of did whatever, but then they ripped like a whole week or two. We saw anywhere 5, 10, 20x gains in a couple of days. And that really marked the top. Well, now here we're seeing a second top. Yeah, it was played out a lot longer than 2 weeks. It was 3 or 4 months. Actually, it was 3 or 4 months. And we're kind of seeing that again. We saw some altcoins pop off, and now we're seeing shitcoins pop off. And again, it's a little scary. So let's look at some of the total charts. So total still broken out. We actually did make an all-time high last week. So technically bullish. Technically, wouldn't surprise me if this nuked down though. We gotta stay above this 2.4 support. If we lose that, that's a really, really bad sign. That's not good. That means there's going to be some further correction, and honestly, I could see this play out, this head and shoulders, similar to Bitcoin. So again, keep that in mind. Total 2 has not closed above. Not at all. We were above earlier this week, and now we're below. Not a good sign for Ethereum and alts. Total 3, again, another rejection at the close that we needed, or the resistance that we needed to get over. Not a good sign. Also, I see a double top in the making. We have our left and our right. Validation will be below the 780 level. If we get below that, not a good sign. Also, Bitcoin dominance. Still kind of showing this double bottom-ish pattern. Could be an inverted head and shoulders as well if we dip down a little bit and continue higher. But in all honesty, Bitcoin's not looking like it's about to really pump. It looks like it's about to dump. And we know when Bitcoin dumps, altcoins usually dump harder. As seen today, I mean, Bitcoin dominance is up 1.5%, and altcoins got wrecked. So if that continues to happen, we will see dominance rise. And as I've said 100 times, altcoins always outperform Bitcoin in the bull market. And if Bitcoin is outperforming alts in the bull market, okay, in the start of the bull market, that's fine, whatever. But we're not at the start of the bull market anymore. We're kind of towards the end. And if you're talking about timeline, I mean, November, December, January, that's 3 months. And dominance is looking like it wants to continue higher. Not confirmed yet. I don't want to rule out that possibility, but not looking so great. So let's look at this. Let's look at the Bitcoin like intraday stuff of what's happened. So we saw this 4-hour very, very bearish price action, very breakdown price action that happened. This is a confirmed breakdown. This is confirmed validation of this head and shoulders that's in here. Originally, I thought it could be a double bottom because last night we held 60K really well. We actually popped above and went to like 61.5-ish. And I was like, oh, maybe we consolidate and make a double bottom. Turned out that wasn't the case. So I would say if you're kind of in limbo or if you're looking to enter a trade, 53K is your answer. 53K is going to be your saving grace. So with that said, I'm going to cover some alts real quick. Unfortunately, my ADA call went to shit. What are you going to do, right? So we lost the symmetrical triangle. It went down, way down. Now we're kind of closing this day. I wouldn't say we've quite lost support. I had my support at 1.86, but if we lose that, we're probably going to see 1.4-ish, 1.45, which is right down here. So keep an eye on that. 88 could be a huge discount if we continue seeing drops. And in all honesty, like, this price action is somewhat bullish. I wouldn't say bullish yet. If we see another drop with less volume, that could be a good sign. So don't rule that possibility out. Let's look at some of these other ones that I've talked about. Sol doesn't look too bad yet. We did have a somewhat of a what looks like a double bottom or a break out of the triangle. Now we're kind of pushing back down. Again, not bearish yet, but I do see a possible head and shoulders on Sol forming. If we lose this 174, we could push down to 145, and if we come up and lose 17 or we don't break back above 172, this is definitely a possibility. So as much as altcoins looked great a week ago, now they're not looking terrific. I wouldn't say they look bad necessarily, but just keep an eye out on it. It's definitely getting uglier the more we continue to drop. All right, let's see some other stuff. Atom. Man, Atom was so close to breaking 44. It actually did break 44 momentarily, but we're seeing a big rejection. Not a huge bearish sign, just looks like more consolidation, to be honest. But I've discussed that this price action is very bullish, and that's primarily why we saw a big pump, but it could have been an exit pump. It seems like money is flowing out of Bitcoin and out of Ethereum to some of these other alts, especially out of Bitcoin. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can look through whale trades and money is flown out of Bitcoin. Again, not a great sign that we're going to continue higher. We've seen in the past, especially in 2017, after Bitcoin, it was, again, Ethereum, then large cap, small cap, and then shitcoins. And when money flows out into shitcoins, it's usually the last profitability play for whales. So, real quick, I'm going to open up any kind of questions you guys have. I'll probably go over the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart after this. And then, again, I want to answer any questions you guys have. I have to go to a dinner in like 20 minutes, so I've got give or take 20 minutes. So let's pull this up. Yeah, Ethereum to Bitcoin, not bad. Definitely not bad. We could see an inverted head and shoulders if we push a little bit higher. You know, Bitcoin kind of takes the reins a little bit in this area. We drop back down, bounce off this 0.06 area and continue higher. We did see this double bottom. Very bullish for Ethereum, at least, against Bitcoin. But in all honesty, like, we're still in this big triangle, wedge, whatever, bull flag, whatever you want to call it. Just keep an eye out. If we lose this area, again, not a good sign for Ethereum or market continuation. Can you please show me a buy the dip setup using the WMA50 and WMA20? Yeah, I think we talked about this earlier. You messaged me earlier, so I can absolutely do that. So, I've given you guys my bearish argument, and just to follow up on that, if we are truly bearish, you know, not confirmed yet, we still have this macro uptrend. We have not broken it yet, so I don't want to get too hasty, but Terry's asking, basically, when do I look to DCA? When do I look to kind of start edging in, start a long-term swing account? So, in my honest opinion, between the 50 and 200 MA, weekly MA, we've seen price bounce off this level, at least the 200, a lot. Even if you bought in 2017, even if you started buying below the 50, you know, you were buying at 8,000. And you have to remember, at DCA, you're doing about 1% a week, maybe 5% a month. It's not a very aggressive buying account. It's just it's dollar cost averaging. It's like you're treating it like a 401k. You're just buying at whatever price, maybe buying more in a dip. I would definitely pick up buying heavily around the 200 moving average. We've never really lost it. We see in 2015 we held it, and then again in 2018 it marked the bottom, and then 2019 it marked the bottom. I know we had the COVID crash, but we held it very well. The 200 MA will most likely be around 20K if we reach it, or by the time we reach it, if we don't continue higher. If we continue higher, you know, the 200 MA is probably going to be somewhere in the 20 to 30 to 40,000 range, I would imagine. Again, we only have about 3 months left of timeline for this bull cycle, unless it's a super cycle and we continue for another year. But if you're looking to DCA, definitely between the 50 and the 200. It's been a very consistent bottom, and it's just a good range to DCA, and you're getting some of the lower prices that this market has to offer before it goes parabolic. So I hope that answers your question, Terry. But yeah, guys, again, like, I know this is Bitstamp. You know, most of the exchanges I've looked at, not a lot of volume. I've talked about this a lot, and price action really does confirm moves. I think that's why we didn't really hold 60K. I think that's why, yes, we saw an all-time high, a new all-time high, but it was, what, $2,000 above the previous all-time high, 3 or 4%. I mean, are you really that bullish? Usually when we make all-time highs, we continue higher. There's continuation, there's parabolic movement that follows, and I'm just not seeing that. And for anyone that says, oh, but we should have a pullback after we go up 50%, I mean, when we broke the 20K all-time high, we just continued higher. I mean, essentially we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, we had like 20 green weeks all in here. Why couldn't that happen again? You know? I also want to note that there are some serious bearish divergences on MACD and on RSI. Yes, we made a new peak. But when you're seeing exhaustive price action, when you're seeing these divergences, not a great sign. Seriously, not a great sign. But like I said, crazier things have happened. This market cycle has broken a lot of rules in TA. A lot of them. So, let's see. What else can we look at? Let's look at some alts that might have some potential to bounce. Or at least to do something. Let's see. Let's see if I can find a good chart. FTM. Wow. FTM holding its moving averages very well. Wow, this very, very bullish price action. But here, down here, this is looking like it's exhausted when you have this kind of price action. So, again, not a great sign. I hate to, you know, bring up the past and why I was so bearish, but I hope you guys at least understand where I'm coming from. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. All right. So, I'm going to go over what we should expect over the next couple days. Drop, dump. Maybe a green day here or there, but ultimately a dump. When should you look to buy? If we do have a bounce, I would look for flattening MACD. Definitely some bullish divergence up in here. Definitely a pattern is what you want to see. We've seen that patterns have always led to, or at least a breakout has always led to upward movement, especially with some of these divergences in here. And again, I am on the daily seeing some bullish price action, at least on this drop. So nothing too terrible yet. Just keep an eye out. Not seeing any questions rolling in. My apologies again for the intro of the stream. I had no idea my audio was off. That's my bad. So next time I'll make sure that gets figured out. Another thing I want to note on Ethereum. Ethereum. If 4K gets lost, which I think it will if Bitcoin continues down, or at least continues to 53K, the next support, in my opinion at least, is 3,500 to 3,400 area, all up in here. We saw it being support, or at least like a breakout over this area, led to this inverted head and shoulders. It seems like a very strong area that we've bounced off before. I mean, it acted as resistance anywhere 33 to 35, acted as resistance on this leg up, and then acted as support again here, and we're seeing it act again as support here. So most likely will act as support. I'd say this bounces, maybe makes some accumulation, a bullish pattern, whatever you want to say, bullish reversal, and then continues higher, if that's the case. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, I mean, the weekly volume is just horrible. It's hard for me to really give a bullish argument here. I mean, we have volume going way down as we're continuing higher. And we did close above, but it's very weak volume. So I don't know if this is going to hold, to be honest. If it doesn't, the next level you're looking at is 3,500. Let's even draw a macro trend line. Yeah, look at that. 3,500 meets perfectly with our macro. If we lose our macro, it ain't gonna be good. That's for sure. I'm guessing we're all wait and see right now. Yeah, Cheese, I mean, I'm definitely wait and see. Last week, for those of you guys in the Discord, I got scam wicked on Binance US. I had a great trade set up in ADA and got completely scammed by the wick, at least both on Bitcoin and ADA, that went down 80+% in a minute. People say it was a glitch. I'm still not buying it. And even if it was a glitch, they should be obligated to pay back those losses that people had. That's what a good company would do. That's if you had a Tesla and it malfunctioned, Tesla would send you a new car. I'm pretty sure they do. If you have a phone and it blows up, you know, Apple's going to come in and fix that for you or give you a new phone. Binance has a glitch and everyone gets pretty much everyone got liquidated if you had a stop loss, unless you randomly had a stop loss below 8K, which I'm not sure why anyone would. But it's just a little ridiculous. So yeah, I am, yeah, we're just going to leave it at that. I'm still not happy about that, but what can you do, honestly? So, weekly, man, if we just bounce off this 53K, it's going to be really nice. And let's see what else is on my agenda here. And my apologies for the quick stream again. I will definitely go into this a little bit more organized next time. I had a lot of stuff I had to do today. Let's see. Moro, don't hate me for asking, but what about Sheeb? Is it just going up? It makes no sense. So, I had talked about this a little earlier. I think when the shitcoins pop, it shows market top, either medium or long term. We definitely over here, we saw Dogecoin, we saw SafeMoon, Asscoin, whatever, really moon, like 20x, 30x, 100x. We saw some of the altcoins, small cap altcoins at least, go big, go really big. And we kind of just saw that now. We just saw BET go up. We saw Sol go up. We saw now Sheeb is going up a ridiculous amount. So just keep an eye out. Usually that marks tops. It's when basically what's happening is money's being taken out of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe some of the larger cap altcoins, and it's going into these shitcoins for like a last profit-taking play by whales especially. So I'm just going to show you Sheeb again. Yeah, this is, first of all, this move, in my opinion, won't continue any higher. It's very unsustainable. I mean, wow, our daily RSI is ridiculously overbought, which, to me, again, just another signal that at least this coin has a top, or at least is near a top. Bullish on MACD, though. That's, and, you know, decent price action, not bad. But where over the last week, I mean, we saw a 168 upward move over here. What was this? 300%. So could this continue higher? Sure. Sure it can. But I don't know. It's a little scary. And if Bitcoin drops, this thing will plummet. I've always said before, the things that go up the hardest come down the hardest too. And a lot of the time, when it is a shitcoin, it loses like 95 to 99% of its value in the bear market, or ceases to exist. So, let's see. Let's look at some like minute time frames. I'm feeling spicy on the minutes. So yeah, we saw this shoulder round off, kind of some sideways movement, a push up RSI was very, very oversold, so this little move made sense, little triangle. Now we're seeing consolidation again. Usually when you're in a downtrend, you see consolidation like this or this stair step. It will continue lower. Usually a good sign that we're going to continue lower. So in my opinion, again, 53K definitely in play. Yeah, man, that 4 hours rough. This is all rough. I mean, unless some magical event happens where we push back above 60K with a lot of volume, I mean, this is pretty confirmed breakdown volume or price action. So yeah, anytime, Mara. I mean, I don't want to tell people what to invest in and what not to invest in, but it's hard for me to say that this market's going to really continue higher when the shitcoins are popping off. I mean, it's taking all the money away from Bitcoin and Ethereum, where we should see Bitcoin and Ethereum really jump, especially if we're kind of in a new bull wave. So seeing the shitcoins really pop off, again, not a great sign of cycle continuation at all. So, again, I did want to apologize for the disorganization. I got kind of screwed with audio, and I do appreciate those of you that came. I think I'm going to leave my intro up. It just lets me kind of reorganize my thoughts one more time, and allows more people to join, get my audio and whatnot situated. But just real quick, any last questions, throw them in there. Anything off the top of your mind, any kind of concerns you have, or if you are bullish and you see something that I haven't, like, definitely let me know. Let's see this 3-day. Yeah, 3-day, not great. I did think this is a little bit of bullish volume, but I don't know. It's still very, very low overall. But let's hear it. Let's see some questions. I need something. Man, I'm almost out of water. Wow, we're still continuing lower. Elijah, caught your live stream while walking my dogs. Thanks for the quality content. 90% of this market are shitcoins. Do you personally think a nuke in the market will happen or is needed? I don't think it's necessarily needed, especially because we did kind of push all-time high. But in my honest opinion, pushing all-time high with this really crappy volume is not a very good sign. I mean, this whole kind of wave, I want to say, was ETF news and ETF this and ETF that. And in 2017, we saw the ETF news come out and we completely plummeted. Like, we went from 17.5 all the way down to 10K the next day. And then continued lower over the next months, which really marked the bear market. So this could be a huge sell the news opportunity for a lot of people that have been holding for a long time. We know that people pump it before the news. It's always buy the rumor, sell the news. It's never wait for the rumor and then buy the news. It's not really how the market works. So I hope that kind of answers your question. I don't necessarily think we need a dump, but I think we do need to see more volume coming in, especially on Bitcoin, because we know Bitcoin's king. Bitcoin's going to dictate where the rest of the market goes. Especially with these total charts, especially total 1. Total 2, total 3, yeah, Bitcoin's left out, but total 2 and total 3 haven't broken out. They did partially break out, and it looked like they were going to close above their resistances, pull them up again, but we're seeing it topping out again, and we see a big double top here. Not a great sign at all. And again, total 3, same kind of thing, double top. I kind of briefly went over it, but not a great sign. But all right. I think I am going to call it there. Again, apologies for the audio. It sucks when I forget to press my audio buttons. But I think, yeah, moving forward, I think I am going to leave the stream intro up. Just lets people get in, lets me regather my thoughts and organize a little bit better. But I hope this kind of quick stream helped you either decide when to buy or when to buy more, or, you know, just being precautious, because nothing is guaranteed. You know, we can have everyone and their mother screaming 100K for the rest of the year. We can say, oh, bull markets last until December, and we see all-time highs until December. Okay, we've seen it in the past, yes, but nothing is guaranteed. And aside from that, we have this really crappy price action. It's not healthy. In order to push higher, you need volume to come in. We need buyers. And even still, retail is not very interested. Now that Bitcoin's lost its all-time high again, it's actually, I believe, let's see, let's just get a calculation here. I mean, we're 14% below all-time high again. We've lost 60K again. Retail's not going to be too enticed to buy this quite yet, especially with it, breaking out. People that did buy, some of the retail that started getting in at all-time high or 60K got liquidated. There was a ton of liquidations. I believe there was $1 billion worth of liquidations just on Ethereum in the last 2 days. So again, keep an eye on that. You have to remember, you need retail to push a parabolic advance. You need people buying. You need institutions buying. You need big companies FOMOing in and getting excited about this. And in my opinion, I don't think a lot of people are getting super excited. I haven't seen a lot of news. I haven't seen the Google trend of retail really pushing this market or pushing interest. And I know, it's going to go down over time because there are other altcoins and whatnot, but you still need Bitcoin to push. You still need Ethereum to push. You still need some of these higher cap altcoins to push and show retail interest, and they're just not. So I hope that kind of answers some questions, clears the air on a lot of things. But yeah, just going to leave some last remarks here. Join Discord. We discuss every day. We talk about different opinions every day. We go over indicators, and I've seen people talk about indicators that I've never even thought about using, and some of them are working out really well. Specifically, big shout out to Larry in the Discord. He's got his huge wave analysis, like from years ago. He's got it all mapped out, and if he is truly correct, that's huge. That's just another big indicator that I will look at using. We help people answer their own questions. We teach risk management, and again, there's a ton of different tools within the Discord. There's a trading, there are like trading indicator tools, and everything you'd need just to like learn the basics of trading or develop a system. And as always, like you can even see some of the active trades that some of the people in Discord are in, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, whether it's a short or a long. And not saying that this is a copy trading Discord, but it just kind of gives you an idea of what people are interested in and why they're interested in it. You get to see their analysis. It's just a great community to be in, and it's free. It's free. All you have to do is just not act like an idiot, and it's free. For the most part, it's a pretty nice community. I've personally learned a lot from it, and I know a lot of other people have learned a lot. So please join the Discord. We'd love to have you. And then, as always, if you've liked what I said today, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I know this stream today was a little bit disorganized, but the next one will be better, I promise. I'll run through it a little bit better. But as always, guys, be patient. Please use risk management, and good luck trading.